this is me, Craig Ferguson. I'm inviting you to come and see my brand new comedy hour. Well, it's about an hour and a half, and I don't have an opener because these guys cost money. But what I'm saying is I'll be on stage for a while. Anyway, come and see me live on the Pants on Fire tour in your region. Tickets are on sale now, and we'll be adding more as the tour continues throughout 2025 and beyond. For a full list of dates, go to thecraigfergusonshow.com. See you on the road, my dears. My name is Craig Ferguson. The name of this podcast is Joy. I talk to interesting people about what brings them happiness. Hello, everyone. About 15 years ago, I was in a comedy club in Cleveland as an audience member, watching what I think was maybe one of the funniest performances I have ever seen a comedian give. And today, that comedian is here, and he's an unusual customer. His name is Jon Lovitz. Enjoy. I have to tell you something, by the way, before we begin. Do you remember we had dinner after a show of yours in Cleveland years ago? Hilarities in Cleveland. Do you remember that?
Kind of.
Well,
I have to tell you. You know, the restaurants have kind of, this is what I think really is I got the COVID vaccine and I got COVID anyway. And so my memory, it locked out a lot of crap from of my memory. And I don't know if it's the vaccine or COVID, but I've asked a lot of people this and they say, yes. I say, do you find you're like searching for a word? You're thinking of a word or a name and also it's right there and it just goes away and happens a lot. They said, yes. And I said, and did this ever happen before the vaccine or COVID? And you know what they said? No.
Then that's clearly scientific proof. I would say this though, I've had the COVID vaccine a couple of times and I've had COVID a couple of times and I feel like my memory is kind of the same, but I might have forgotten how it used to be. I don't know.
Well, then it means I've just gotten older and I'm getting, because I go, it's either that or I'm getting senile. I forgot about this. I remembered it yesterday, but today I didn't.
Well, it's all right. I feel like I quite, as I get older and I forget things. I mean, look, if it's going to be, and I've thought about this in my life, if I get very old and things start to fall apart, is it the plumbing or the upstairs? And I think I'd probably prefer upstairs because if you go like forget things and everything, then you just forget them. And that's somebody else's problem. But if your plumbing goes, that's kind of your problem. Do you know what I mean? Maybe both will go. I don't know.
If your plumbing goes, it's my problem? No.
Well, not necessarily yours. It depends if you're in the room with me.
Aren't you from Scotland originally?
I am, yes. Aren't you from California, though?
Yeah, but I live in California. Why don't you live in Scotland anymore? What do you have against this?
That's a very good question. I feel like I lived in Scotland enough, and now I live elsewhere. Also, my wife's family's from here in New England, so I have to be near them.
Here's
apparently,
a good question. I know this is your show, but I have a question. We're turning it into mine.
Okay.
Sean Connery was Scottish, correct?
Correct.
So why aren't you James Bond?
That's the question I've been asking myself for years.
You'd be great. And you'd be a funny, clever James Bond.
I totally agree. I feel like we should call someone. Do you know who is in charge of it?
Well, Amazon.
Right. Well, I'll call that man that runs it. I've got an Amazon account. Maybe I could ask the question on the Amazon account.
I would think so. I don't know what. And I have another question for you.
Okay.
Why did you stop doing your talk show?
Well, that's
you were genuinely one of the funniest talk show hosts. So I was like, why?
Well, I would say the same of you about Saturday Night Live. Do you know what I mean? It's like, when you do a show for a long time, like for me, you were maybe the funniest guy who's ever on Saturday Night Live. And that's a high bar.
Well, that's insane.
But I think that, why did you stop?
Oh, I guess we're back to it's your show now. Well, because I was supposed to do a movie of my liar character, and it fell apart. So 5 years later, I got a chance to do another great part, and my contract is up. So I would have had to miss 2 shows. They said they couldn't work around my schedule. So Lawrence said, you can't miss shows. You can go back and forth. And I said, well, I'm happy to do that, but they're saying no. And so I was mad, so I quit. But in retrospect, because I said, I'll sign up for 5 more years. I go, just let me miss the first 2. And he goes, no. In retrospect, I should have said to the movie, I go, I'm not leaving. So if you want me, you have to work around the show. I go, you can't ask me to leave this, the series. But
what was
there's
the
a
movie?
second opportunity to do this. And the first movie I was supposed to do with Lauren, and it got all messed up. So I was like, come on, give me, a chance. But also in retrospect, it says that they're hiring you because you're on the show. That's right. You're getting all these offers. But I was stupid.
Well, you were very young. I mean, you were really young.
I was 33,
Were you really?
Yes.
No, you gotta be young.
Wow.
You're 80?
No. 108. 80?
No. You do moisturize because clearly and I suppose because you're a Californian as well, you wear sunscreen. And that will help.
Not enough. That's how you finish. No, I'm 67 now. Yes.
Well, you do look very good on it. Do you have a very strict health regimen? Are you a vegan?
Yeah. This is all broccoli.
Do you still have your stand-up club?
No, no, I don't have that anymore, but I still do stand-up all over. I'm going to I do clubs in America and theater and casinos. It's not like I left America for Scotland.
Neither did I. I left Scotland for America. I did the opposite of what you were saying.
Exactly.
And let me say this. I will say this, though, and I feel like, and I did want a chance to say this to you. When I saw you in Hilarities in Cleveland, a night that was so important to you that you can't even remember it. But when I saw you that night, I have to say that it was perhaps one of the funniest performances. I remember weeping with laughter. One of the funniest performances I've. Yeah, you did a song about
coming from you. Thank you.
Oh, it was hilarious. And I went with a bunch of guys I was working with. We all went, and we were up in the balcony of this club, and we were all hanging onto each other. It was hilarious. You did a song about my late friend Bob Saget, about Bob Saget is gay.
But
which it was a very, I can't even really remember the song. I just remember it being very, very funny and talking to Bob about it, and he was quite grumpy about it. Were you friends with Bob?
Yeah, when he was grumpy about it, he knew about it. Yeah, we were very good friends for years. Yeah, God bless him. It's horrible that he passed away. And
oh, terrible. Yeah.
I would do songs about my manager, just make up stupid songs about him just to bug him. And then I started doing stand-up. So I started doing the songs about my manager, Mark Gervitz. And then I go, well, and I realized no one knows who Mark is. So I saw Bob, who by then I'd known, 20 years. I said, Bob, can I use your name instead of his? He goes, yeah, go ahead. So he gave me permission. He thought it was funny. One time I was at the Laugh Factory doing it. He came on stage behind me. He was grumpy because he would try to make up songs about him. And I go, they're not funny. He goes, well, why are your songs about me funny and mine aren't? I go, because you're not funny. Well, they weren't funny. I go, because Bob, my whole thing is that I'm trying to kill rumors about you with these songs, and then clearly my songs are the source of the rumors.
So it's a reverse reach around.
It's called. That's I believe that's what it's called in comedic terms. It's
not getting into your private life. But
no,
yeah.
well, perhaps I should get into your private life. What is your private life? I should maybe Barbara Walters you a bit. How are things with you
Like,
after your
I'm on TikTok, but with your show, but I'm just not wearing a
not wearing a dress?
No, but
It's
you're
very
so
fun.
funny. I don't know what. I guess you got tired of doing the show, but it's like the
I
talk
did,
shows
yeah.
now. They're so political. I'm like, what happened to the comedy? What happened? It's like
I know. I think what happened is that everyone.
So-and-so said, I go, yeah, they're great guys. I go, they're comedians. Why do you care?
Yeah. Have you ever gotten into any trouble for anything you've said?
Yeah.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, I was at my comedy club and I was complaining about when President Obama, who I voted for, was saying
Right.
the quote, the people in the upper 1% weren't paying their fair share of taxes, which wasn't true at all. And maybe there was a few people, but they'd be in jail, their tax sheets, And and he kept saying it over and over and over, but it wasn't true. It's like you paying over half of your income. And I would go to people, I go, let me ask you a question. Do you think it's fair if, like, say you earn for every $2 you earn, you have to give $1 back in taxes? And they'll go, no, that's not fair. They go, I don't care how much you make. If you're broke, I go, right. Well, it's more than that.
So who did you get in trouble with? Did Obama call you? Was he angry at you?
No, I don't think so, because I've actually met him twice. He's a very nice man. But what I said was, I go, it's bullshit. And and I'm a Democrat and I voted for him. What a fucking asshole. And then I went on to say, I go, it's America. And they say, do whatever you want. Go for it. I go, so then you go for it, you make it. And then everyone's like, fuck you, which is true. You succeeded. Everyone gets pissed. I go, and the best example of somebody who had nothing and went all the way, I go, is the president himself, which was Obama. I go, he's amazing. The guy had no money, no father. He's half black and half white. I go, which is a burden in this country. Don't kid yourself. And then he went to Harvard. I go, he became president of the United States. And now he's like, fuck me.
Yeah.
And he was saying about people that were successful, which he was a part of. I go, he goes, if you have a business, you didn't build that business. The government, what about the roads and the cars that get you there, the roads I go, the roads that our taxes pay for. And three days later, he made a video saying, you built that. I apologize. He made a video. But it had been left out the part that I said. I was clearly making a joke when I said a fucking asshole. And then when I said, he's amazing, they left that out. So all the headlines where I called him a name,
Did it affect your life? Did you lose work and stuff?
Amazing what he's achieved in his life, which it is. But they left that part out. See what I mean?
Did you get into trouble? Did you lose a job or anything like that? Did anyone get mad at you?
Well, it was all over the press. Yeah, I don't think I lost any work.
Yeah, I think
I go, watch the whole thing.
Well, people don't do that. People don't even read the whole thing.
Yeah, it was a joke. I clearly, I had to go. I had to go on the news to defend myself. I ended up going on Bill O'Reilly. He tried to like, he goes, I'll just ask you a few questions and this. And then he tried to like going, yeah, but you said this and you're, he tried to, what's the word?
Corner you?
No. Like set me up. What's the word?
Set you up?
Not black.
I don't know.
That's the COVID. I can't remember the word. He tried to set me up, though, right?
Yeah. I think journalists
he's not that smart. And I'm smarter than him. I was clear as a bell, You don't have to be that smart to be smarter than him, but he was trying to, set me up. And then he had Dennis Miller was on the show at the time. I'm friends with Dennis and trying to get Dennis to slam me. Dennis goes, I'm not doing it. The guy's my friend. Yeah, but he said this. He goes, Bill, I'm not slamming him. The guy's my friend for, 30 years. And then I ended up going Fox News on with Sean Hannity. And he goes, I know you said this, but clearly you were joking and you were trying to make the point that people are paying their fair share. I go, exactly. I go, thank you for being like the only person to get it. I go, clearly I was mad, but making a joke, But I said the guy, and he is amazing what he achieved. And it's like anybody that runs for president of the United States and gets elected, it's a giant accomplishment, whether you like them or not. It's. Like,
I agree. You got to have a tough skin to do that. Would you ever be drawn to politics? Is that ever something that you would like? Because you're quite political. You care about things. Why wouldn't you get drawn into politics?
I care about them like anybody else cares about them. But no, I wouldn't be good at it. People go, why do you do it? I go, because I'm an actor. I'm not qualified. And secondly, I go, I'm great at making the speeches, right? And convincing people. But I go, because it's acting. It's what I do for a living. So my speeches would be way better than any politicians because they're not good at it, because they're not actors. They don't know how to deliver a speech. And,
Reagan was an actor.
They talk in a certain cadence in this. And if they were doing that, like say on stage in a play, you'd go like, what are you doing? You sound wilted and phony. And, I go, but that doesn't mean anything. I go, that's acting, I'm not qualified. There are people go, who should you vote for? I go, whoever you believe in. I would never tell anybody to vote for because I go, one, I'm not qualified. And also I do believe just because I'm known does therefore mean I'm qualified to tell you who to vote for. It's ridiculous. And secondly, what if I did tell you who to vote for and it turned out it was the wrong guy and it was bad?
So you never endorse anyone for candidacies then? You never do that?
No. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Wait, you look offended when I even asked you. You were like, no. Like, no, Craig, I would never do that. You fucking idiot. No. And yes, I just
there you go. No, because of course it's idiotic. It's like, if he said, do you have advice about acting and comedy, this? I go, sure, because I'm qualified. It's all I've been doing and thinking about since I'm 5. And I've done everything in acting you can possibly do.
Let me ask you this. Is there any chance of doing a reboot of The Critic?
Well, I've been trying to get that going for years and we're still...
You're kidding.
Fine, but I can't do it. And I don't know. We're trying, but I don't know. But finally...
Well, it's funny because for me, The Critic, I love that show.
He goes, no. But for some reason, he's changed his mind. And so we want to do it, but will it happen? I don't know, because there's all these things and there's rights and there's things like who owns it? It's Sony. And then there's like their animation isn't part of the Writers Guild, which is the union.
Right.
I'm in the guild and Al, who created it, and Mike Reese created, they're in the guild. So it's like, can you do it? And, you can't be in a union, you're working on union. It's a whole thing.
My
God.
I feel like you should be able to figure that out.
The way you're looking at me, it's very...
Well, I'm looking at you, in a friendly... No, I'm not being come hither with you. I'm just...
Yeah.
I'm sad about it because I thought The Critic was the forerunner to BoJack Horseman. I thought it was like it led to other great, kind of yes. Jon Lovitz in the front row.
BoJack Horseman. I don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't? BoJack Horseman was a great cartoon.
You don't know something. I don't know what that is.
No, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm going to tell you what.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying I'm not embarrassed about saying I don't know something.
Oh, right. Well, you shouldn't be. There's no reason for you to be embarrassed. Yeah, I would be more embarrassed about your 3 years working in porn than although, maybe I'd be
about it. First of all, you would never know it's me. No one knows it's me.
That's true.
Yes, it was a lot of money. Yes, it was, every week, three different women. It sounds like a fantasy come true. No one will know it's you. It's just the insert shot.
Right. And
go ahead. And then you're making a lot of money, but then they go, if you say it's you, we'll deny it.
Right. Why? Can I ask why that deny it? But surely that would be great publicity for them if it's, Jon Lovitz's business on screen. People would pay to see that.
But I wasn't down. See, so it wasn't.
Oh, I see.
Right. It wouldn't have meant anything.
Well, maybe you could go back and see if you can reboot that.
It looks like with your hand, it looks like you're.
I'm gesturing.
Well, this is what it looks like.
No. Well, that's not what I'm doing at all. For heaven's sake, I'm gesturing. I'm holding my glass. You're very. You're quite sexy today. You're saying quite sexy things. What's going on there, man? You feeling a little frustrated? What's going on? Things are a little sexy with you.
And I didn't do your talk show more because I just remember when I did it and I was like, oh, this guy, he gets my humor and he's just giving it right back. This is so much fun. Why didn't you ever have me back?
I have no idea, to be honest. I thought you were on it tons of times.
Once.
You were only on once?
Once. And I liked it. I was pleasantly surprised.
That seems crazy to me. But there's
really funny. And you were really making me laugh. I go, I didn't know he was this funny and witty. I mean, I'd watched
it's weird to me, John, because I've run into a couple of people since doing the show who've said to me, why was I never on the show? And I'm like, oh, you weren't? Because I forget. I mean, honestly, I forget. Like in the 10 years that I did the show, I once watched a documentary about Leonard Nimoy, the original Mr. Spock, and Nimoy, I don't know. In New England, we say Nimoy, but Leonard Nimoy. And I said to my wife after the documentary, what a lovely man. I should have had him on late night when he was alive. And we looked it up. He was on twice. Remember.
And you had COVID and the vaccine.
I had COVID twice. Did you get very sick when you had COVID?
You had Spock, Leonard on your who is is one of the biggest pop culture phenomenons, characters, one of the most, name a bigger character on television than Spock.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
Equal but bigger? No. No one.
No.
Spock.
Jay Sherman,
Spock, that he wrote a book, I Am Not Spock. Did you know that?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Then a few years later, he wrote another book, goes, okay, I am Spock. I am Spock. Yeah, I met him once. He was very nice, an audition for some movie, and he was really nice, but I just couldn't stop laughing because everything he said, I'm just going, but it's Spock. It's just, I couldn't get it out of my head that no, he's not Spock. He's an actor. He's a person. He's not an alien. He's human. And I just remember talking, looking at his ears, going, they're not pointy. I just didn't get it out of my head. It was just, and then he's like, da 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 da, and he's laughing, and I'm like, Spock's laughing and cracking jokes.
Yeah, it's weird because that's not. But he's not Spock. Didn't you read the book? He said that he was not Spock.
You sure looked like him, and you sure.
Have you written a book yet? You should write a book.
I wrote a book. I'm not.
Oh, I read it. That's right. I forgot.
Craig Ferguson.
I forgot. I read it, but I had COVID, and I forgot that I read your book. I read it today.
I don't know. I have funny stories about people. People reading a book. I never talk about my personal life because you know why, Craig? Because there's other people involved.
Exactly.
That are private. So then you have to talk about them.
Right.
But you got
it's hard to not talk about your personal life. So.
Tired of doing it, but I guess I kind of get it. But you could do whatever you want. It must have been fun.
You can do whatever you want.
I'm on your talk show. Do you ever think about going back? You should go back and do a talk show and just make it comedy, and you'd be the number one rated because it's just comedy.
Yeah, I don't know, John. I think I'd have to have you on it a lot. I don't know. I feel like doing a show every day it's not my cup of tea anymore. Are you familiar with that expression? A cup of tea? It's not my cup of tea anymore.
Yes.
I don't want to work every day like that.
No, what?
And
like
sometimes.
Well, you go. Yeah,
sometimes if you do. What?
I go. You could do it once a week, and you go. I'm doing this.
Yeah, well, I'm doing this once a week. And the good thing about this one is I don't have to talk to anyone I don't want to talk to. It's not like say, well, they've got a big movie coming out, so you have to talk to them. I'm like, well, I don't want to talk to them.
You talk to me.
Yeah, of course I want to talk to you. That's why I'm talking to you.
What do you want to talk about?
I'd like to talk about your book. The book detailing your anecdotes. I want to hear stories about My Stepmother is an Alien, which is one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
I love that movie.
I'm reading the script. This is when I was getting a lot of offers. I was Penny Marshall befriended me my first show on SNL, and then after she put me in her movies, she goes, "Where are you living in LA this summer?" I don't know. She goes, "Well, you can stay at my house." She had a big, beautiful house.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a mansion, so I stayed there. Joe Pesci was staying in the room next to me.
Wow.
So Joe and I lived there anyway, it was the summer I'm there. So I get off of this movie, My Stepmother, there's an alien. So I'm reading it. I'm thinking, I'm in Penny's kitchen, which is one end of the house. And I'm reading the script thinking, do I want to do this? So I'm reading it. And then my characters, and Dan Aykroyd, I play his brother. Dan's the best, but I go, well, I like Dan. And then Kim Basinger's going to be in it. And then it says, page 36, my character, kisses Kim Basinger, goes, he kisses her. He really kisses her. That's what the script says. And I start screaming, do I want to do it? Do I want to do it? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. And Penny runs in. What's wrong? I go, I'm reading the script. Do I want to do it? I get to kiss Kim Basinger. Do I want to do it? So I guess, yes. I go, I don't need to read the rest of the script. I'll do it. Right. And I read it, but I just go, I'm in. So now we're doing the movie, and she is so beautiful and sexy. It's insane. And I remember one time I'm in the makeup trailer and she was leaving, right? And I go, hey, Kim. And she turned around, right? And I'm just like, I didn't have anything to say. I just wanted to look at her again. Because she didn't look real. She was so beautiful and sexy. She's one of those women, like, they're just looking at you and they go, oh my God, they're trying to seduce me. No, she's not. She's just looking. But she's so sexy and so beautiful. And her skin's like perfect. And she turns around and I could see the sun in back of her coming through the door of the makeup trailer, right? So it looks like, and she has this gold blonde hair and it's like a halo around her. And it was like, like angels singing. And I go, she goes, yeah. And I look at, and she's looking at me. I go, oh, no, I say, have a good day. Have a good day today. Okay. And it's like, so this is all I'm thinking about for the movie. 1 week, 2. Now we're 6 weeks into the movie. And I look, you're in the makeup trailer and they give you these like, not like like this, like this.
Yeah,
but
like
not
size, like your lines for the day.
right, but this big, as big as an envelope with all your lines. So I'm looking at it, I'm reading it, and I go, oh, I think this is today's the day, the scene where I kiss her.
Oh, right.
I go to Richard Benjamin and I said, is this the scene where I kiss her? And he goes, yes. He goes, yes. I go, now I've never kissed a woman in a movie.
Right.
So I'm like, well, what do I do? He goes, just kiss her. Oh, okay. This is all I've been thinking about since I said yes. This is all I've been thinking about. So I walk up to Kim. I go, hey, Kim, today's our big scene. And she goes, what? And I go, what? Nothing. Forget it. Nothing. Right? I realized she hasn't thought about it for like a second. Nothing. It's all about. It's the whole reason I did the movie.
What? But the thing is, I love that movie.
Like anyone else. I'm like going, hey, you want to do a movie? You get to kiss Kim Basinger? I was like, yeah. You want to know what it pays? No, I'll pay you. What are you kidding? Right. So anyway, so the scene is we're doing it and she's an alien and she marries Dan. I'm the brother-in-law. And I go walk up, I go, well, maybe the first to kiss the bride. She goes, okay. And she's kissing me and she sees her dog floating up in the air because she's got this purse with this alien in it, this eye, and it's making our Dan's dog, a beagle, float up in the air. Like, so she's like, kissing me on the side. Anyway, so they go, okay, do it again. So now it's the third take. So I go, and I'm like, I go, I'm going to really kiss her, right? And I had to stand in a hole. So I give her a good kiss, right? And I swooned.
You swooned?
I swooned, which means, all the blood went to my head and I went, and I almost fell over. And then, so we finished the scene. So then we're at this house and she's in the house. She goes, and she was okay to me, but after that kiss, she was super nice. She goes, John, come on in the house. These are the people that live here. And I go, oh, nice to meet you, right? She was super nice after that. And then anyway, she was always very nice, but she was even nicer. But then I saw her like a couple years ago and I told her that whole story I just told you. And she's like, no memory.
No memory of it at all? It's like when I had dinner with you in Cleveland.
Moments and I said to her, Kim, after, that summer, they had this club, Helena's in LA. And I saw you at this club. You have to understand, she was not just pretty. She was one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably the sexiest woman in the world. Right. And she's super nice, but she was just like, well, obviously drop dead gorgeous. So I go, hey, you want to dance? And she goes, yeah. And then she was with this a guy that did her hair, and she was dancing with him. And then I didn't get to, right? Then I'm looking around. I go, oh, she left. I'm like, fuck. Now it's about 2 a.m. and I see her again. She was there. I go, hey, remember our dance? You promised? She goes, oh, yeah, okay. So it's about 80 degrees out, a warm summer night. And Frank Sinatra's song, The Summer Wind, right, is playing. And I'm dancing with Kim Basinger to The Summer Wind. And I'm holding her, and not like separate, but like this. And she's laughing. And I'm just like, one of the greatest moments of my life, right? It was just like magical. And like 30 years later, hey, remember that night? It was one of the best nights of my life. She's like,
you gotta remember.
Mm-hmm.
No. That's how I felt when I told you that I had dinner with you in Cleveland, which is one of the greatest nights of my life. And you don't remember it. And you made a joke about it. You said it was COVID. But I think you just really didn't remember even without COVID.
Well, I remember the club and hilarious. I kind of remember now that you're mentioning it. But you understand, what was that, 20 years ago? No.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like 20 years ago.
10 years ago. I have a feeling, Craig, no offense, but I have a feeling that as time goes on, your brain, it's like, say this is 20 years ago, right? And now here's 20 years later. So this chunk, it kind of starts fading away because you put more and more in your brain and you just don't remember everything.
Well, I haven't noticed that. I have noticed I remember stuff that's back further, but the stuff like, 5 years ago, I'm like, oh, yeah. But 25 years ago.
2 days ago, what'd you have for lunch?
I had salmon, probably, I think.
Yeah, but 3 days ago?
I have no idea.
Right.
Do you know?
I do know what you had for lunch 3 days ago. Yes.
Well, that's weird because it did taste a bit funny. So, how were you involved?
You were in town, and I was working this hot dog stand, and you're gonna get a thing, and I go, oh, you look like Jon Lovitz. I'm like, oh yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah,
and I didn't maybe because it's embarrassing.
Do you get recognized a lot in LA? Like you must all the time, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Do you like it?
I don't mind. I don't like it when people are drunk.
Yeah, that's who recognizes me.
But well, because you're always in the pub because you're Scottish from England.
Yeah, I guess. I don't go in the pub that much anymore. I used to live in pubs when I was
people
younger.
Are usually I look. They're not if they're not drunk. I don't mind because they're nice and they're complimenting you. And and I just think be grateful. Like what other job is there where there's hardly any job? People go, hey, I love what you do. I love your work. Great job.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't get that. So it's kind of like lucky. Very lucky, fortunate, grateful. I still can't believe working.
I was going to say, do you still get as much out of it as you did? Because you love acting. You're really good at it and you clearly love it. Do you still get as much joy out of it as you always did?
I do, but I was, for a while, my manager goes, oh, the parts are bad. You got to get back in. So I was doing a lot of movies that I wasn't enthusiastic about. And I finally said, you know what, I can't do it. I can't do those anymore. I go, why? I go, because I'm just filling my resume with crap and I don't enjoy it. And acting, he doesn't understand because he's like, well, it's just a business. And I go, I know. But I have to be enthusiastic. It just means too much to me. I go, I have to be enthusiastic about the part. I can't do it otherwise. I can do it, but I'm like, I'll end up and I never walk through a part, but it's just too hard. It's just because I don't care, but you have to care because they're paying you, and you can't walk through the part. And I just said, I can't do this anymore. So I'm not doing it. But recently I did. So I do still like it because now I'm just, if I really like the part and I like the movie, I'll do it. So, and that's also, stand-up is great because I love doing it, but you can still make a good living. So you don't have to do the movies that are crap and you don't care about. Yeah. So I did a movie recently, last year it was really fun. It was called The Toast. It hasn't come out yet, but it's about I play the father of a bride and my daughter's getting, it's the day of her wedding at the venue. So it's everything leading up, getting ready for the ceremony and then everything after. It's a comedy and it's a big disaster. And I'm part of the disaster. I play a father who's in AA and drug addict, and I fall off the wagon. And I don't drink or do drugs, but the whole movie I'm drunk and high as a kite. And then I get up and I have to make a toast at her wedding and I'm completely blitzed out of my mind. And the guy wrote a great part and it was really fun to do and very moving. Craig.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. When is it coming up?
Crying.
You were crying?
I was crying. The people watching it were crying.
Oh, wow. I feel like crying now.
The extras gave me applause.
Oh, nice. That's when you know it was good.
The director goes, John, people watching the scene on the monitor, they were crying.
Oh, wow.
And no, they weren't crying because I was so bad.
They were crying because it was so much of an honor for them to be in there on the day that that piece of work was recorded and put on film. That's why they were.
But they were so moved emotionally. And then the guy.
Yes.
No, I can't. I can't stay serious for more than a second. And then the guy in the scene played a priest, and I'm just telling you what he said. Craig, I didn't say it. Right. I'm bragging, but he goes, I haven't seen. You can take it above it. I haven't seen that level of. I've only seen that level of acting once. It was so great. I go, really? Yes. I go, well, who was the actor? And he said, Al Pacino.
No.
Yes.
Wow. And did he do that long of a pause before he said Al Pacino?
I fucked that up because I should, and he said, Al Pacino.
I think both ways are good.
Are you serious? He goes, yes, I played a judge and Al was a lawyer. And I watched him for 2 weeks. And I go, well, thank you. Now, Craig.
Yes, John.
I am not comparing myself in any way to Al Pacino.
I really think you did.
No, the guy did. No.
Oh, the guy did. Yeah.
I'm not on that level. He's one of the greatest actors ever.
He's good. You're good.
Is a big fan of mine.
I think Al Pacino would,
but he's one of the greatest actors ever.
Yeah, but he's not that funny.
Like anywhere near his level as an actor. I would never say that. But the other guy said it.
The other guy said it, and he knew what he was talking about. Other guy, because he played a judge. And who do you get to play a judge?
Said, well, do you think he's right? My answer to you is no. But he said it. It's a very nice compliment.
Yeah. And what?
Somehow,
what's the smoking the imaginary cigarette though? Why is he the invisible cigarette?
They're bad.
What's that about?
They're bad for you, Craig. But it's emphasis. The point of it, Craig, is that it was a giant compliment that I just now accidentally let slip out.
I can't believe. I hope you don't mind if we leave it in the podcast. We're going to leave it in, even although it was totally an accident that it slipped out because you were so relaxed.
Yeah, I really didn't mean to mention it.
That's okay. Now, this guy who played the
great experience. Yes. So, of course, movies, you go, well, when does it come out? I go, is anyone going to see it?
It's always a thing, isn't it? You never know.
But you get to do it. So I learned that you got to enjoy. Like a lot of times, you're in a movie, you go like, oh, if I do this, then it'll get me this, it'll get me this. And I go, can't I just enjoy this? Like I'm doing this now. Can I enjoy this movie now? Like I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's a challenge as well.
Because it's kind of how you get in the habit of thinking that way because, everyone does because it's just, it's not like a steady job. You go, what's the next thing? But stand-up is very steady. It's like, I feel like I beat the system.
I love stand-up because it gives you autonomy. You can be your own man. You can be your own person. You don't have to follow any other rules. They book you, you turn up, you do the show, you leave, and that's it.
Yeah. And you can do it. You inferring that I'm a man. And you can do whatever you want.
It's just an expression. I didn't mean to load it with any gender specifics. And I feel like it was like the performance that I saw you gave in Hilarities, the one you've forgotten about, which was hands down one of the funniest performances I've seen. And I don't think you were. One of the things that really made me laugh about it was I don't think you were aware of how great you were being doing the stand-up. It seemed like it was so easy. And then now I realize the only other time I've seen comedy that good was Al Pacino.
I thought you were gonna go, the only time I've seen comedy that good was me. In the mirror.
That's what I should have said.
Me.
But I've never seen me.
On stage.
I've never seen me. I do like watching yourself?
Thank you.
Do you like watching yourself? Do you like looking back at stuff? Do you like watching your performances and stuff?
No. Because I see this jiggling.
Ugh, John, I know.
And then I do and I don't, but it's no, I don't know. I'm just like going, oh, I look so fat. Oh, my voice. It's weird because what you think you're doing, and then when you watch yourself, you go, oh, that's not what it felt like when I was doing it. And then also it's very strange because a lot of the stuff I do, it makes me laugh because I didn't know I was doing that.
Right.
It's
Does
really
that happen
weird.
in stand-up?
Even in movies, you watch this because when you're doing a scene in a movie, have you ever done a movie?
When you're doing I've done one or two, yeah.
It's not a bunch. Well, if you know as acting, you can't. It's hard to do because you can't watch yourself, have an eye on yourself, and do the scene. You've got to just forget you and focus on the other person, and just get like almost lost in it, and just go with it. You know, when it works its best. And they go, that was great. You go, what? And if you're not watching yourself, you go, what did I do? And then you watch it. It's very strange. And you go, I don't even remember doing that. It's like now I went like this. I don't know. And then I watch it and I go, when did I do this? And like my hand like that. You have no memory of it. It's very strange. But because it means you're focused on the scene. You can't watch yourself. So you're doing stuff that you didn't even know you were doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I do love is I love making people laugh, and I know I'm trying to be funny, and I'm like, I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Of course, I'm trying to be funny, and I'm trying to make them laugh. So it's very satisfying when they laugh. But you know what I don't like in stand-up? When I'm talking about something and I do it, and it builds, and then they clap. Oh yeah, I'm like, no. I don't like that because I'm not trying to make some like political statement. I'm trying to make them laugh.
No, I kind of feel the same way. I know what you mean.
I don't want to move into that, like, I'm on a soapbox and everything.
Yeah, agreement comedy. Yeah, I'm not into agreement comedy very much.
No, and then the other thing I realized was that I think maybe you'll find this true. I don't know if you will because you're Scottish.
That's true.
Maybe as a human being, when you're making a point about something and you go, oh, I'm really getting through to these people and I'm making them see the light and I'll make them change their mind. And then you realize, no, you're not making them change it because as soon as they leave, they completely forget and you have no effect on that. You think it's important what you're saying and you're changing the world. And then you go, no. And then you realize every comic probably thinks that. And you go, no, you're just kidding yourself. It's not. They just want to laugh.
I think that's true. I think most of the people that come to see stand-up, they just want a good time. They just want to laugh and that's all. And I'm fine with that. That's a good deal.
Yeah. And then if you are making a point, they're laughing because they already agree with you. So you're not changing anybody's mind.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think I did it. You think, oh, I'm really changing their mind. And then you go, no. Oh, I'm enlightening people. No.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Hey,
Craig.
We're out of time, John. We're out of time. You have to go. You have to go to another room because you're in your own house. So you actually don't have to go.
We're out of time, or you have to go. You have to take a shit.
I have to take a shit.
Yeah, but we're out of time, or you have to pay. We're out of time. We're hungry.
No, number twos. It's number twos. I have to poop all the time. Didn't I see a TikTok of you that
Go
went
ahead,
crazy?
and I'll wait.
No. Wait, no, it's too late. I've done it now. But didn't I see a TikTok of you when you were talking about pooping? I feel like I saw that it went crazy viral. Something about you talking about shitting yourself.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, very proud of that.
It was.
No, I know exactly what it was. It was, I was playing tennis. I played tennis with my teachers and I was just goofing off going, and just saying the silly thing. And he goes, oh, you should record that. So I did. And one of the lines was, I came in my head at the moment. So then I stopped and it was on 5 seconds and I started laughing. And I go, and I was just starting to post stuff on Instagram. I go, maybe I should post it. I go, I can't post this. This is end my career. I go, fuck it. So I posted it. It's 2.1 million views. It's ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous. I go, I was talking with my tennis teacher about aging. And I realized with aging comes confidence. For example, an hour ago, I shit my pants and I've yet to wipe because I'm confident it will eventually dry out. And then I go, and cake off. It just pops my. And this went.
That's what it was. That's the one. All right, you're not going to beat that. Get out of here. It's lovely to talk to you again, Jon.
Great seeing you again. Thank you.
It's great to see you too, Jon. You're one of the funniest men in the world. Nearly as funny as Al Pacino.